you don't sell, nothing will happen. When you take no action, then nothing's going to happen as a result. I've had challenges dealing with very unethical, shady attorneys. I've had challenges dealing with extremely unethical bankers. Just because you're an attorney doesn't mean you're ethical. I have some very unethical attorneys who challenge me because they represent crooks. You don't have any income coming in while you're going through the challenge and after the challenge. Everyone has long days, meaning that sometimes things are going good and then sometimes things are not going so good. Two different cases. I was talking with a young lady who works for the airlines, and she told me she had not worked in an entire month because she got sick. Things just happen and it's totally out of anyone's control. You could get sick because you have food poisoning or an environmental issue or something like that. Anything can happen. And she has started a program with us and she hasn't had any success because she literally has not taken any action whatsoever, like almost zero action. When you take no action, then more than likely nothing's going to happen as a result. And so she's discouraged. For one, she didn't plan on getting sick. She didn't ask to be sick. So she couldn't work her regular job and she couldn't do anything with us either. Since it's not a physical thing, she probably could have gotten plenty of leads just being at home. But for whatever reason, it didn't happen. I was talking with a guy who's like an MLM wizard or expert, he says. I think he has really great leadership skills. And he started about 2 or 3 months ago and he brought in like one big whale that really didn't work out. Let's say you're fishing and you look at the fish and say, this fish is rotten or spoiled, so you have to throw it back in. And so we had to throw this whale back in, or this fish back in that he brought. And that's really all he brought. So nothing happened. And then he told me that he was kind of going through some stuff and it was hard times, etc., etc., etc. And he didn't know how he would continue. And this is a guy who has like leadership skills. He has communication skills. Like, I think he's the guy. But he didn't do anything. Nothing happened. And I myself have gone through some serious challenges. I'm talking about serious freaking challenges. Just because you're an attorney doesn't mean you're ethical or that you're on the up and up. I have some very unethical attorneys who challenge me because they represent crooks. Most attorneys, or many attorneys rather, let me not say most, they don't have any qualms about taking money from crooks. That's how they get paid. So I've had challenges dealing with very unethical, shady attorneys. I've had challenges dealing with extremely unethical bankers or people who work at banks. There's always money at the end of it for many people's motivations, and this is what they do. They sleep well at night, I'm assuming. Yet the moral of the story, and the reason I'm telling you this, is because in each and every case, my case, the young lady's case, the guy's case, if you don't sell, nothing will happen. And those hard times and challenges would be exacerbated. They would be multiplied, magnified by the simple fact that you don't have income coming in while you're going through the challenge and after the challenge. If you have income going in when you're going through these tough times, it's going to help you during those tough times. It may not help you as much as you would like for it to help. And it's also going to help you after those tough times, because the challenges are going to happen anyway. So you may as well get the leads. You may as well make the phone calls. You may as well DM 60 to 100 people per day. I don't know how many people you're allowed to DM. If you have to make more videos, if you have to knock on doors and actually talk to business owners, if you have to just cold call leads, if you have to call your former clientele and say, hey, if I provided any value to you, would you be willing to give me 3 leads? If you have to call your family members, because everything is going to happen regardless to what you do. And here's the other thing, sometimes you can't control what happens. So why not be productive as you possibly can? It's almost like going against the grain when it comes to problems and challenges. In a sense, I think it's like going against the grain. When things happen and when things get thick, most people just recede and we curl up, because I've been there myself where I've curled up and I was so bogged down and focused on all the BS and the crooks that are around and the people that were taking advantage. I've even had attorneys take advantage of me that I didn't have an agreement with, but they were going through an institution that I had an agreement with, and that institution allowed them to just bill me even for like numbskull work, to be honest with you, like work that was just so bad that if I had a direct relationship with that attorney, if I had an engagement letter with that attorney, there's no way they would be able to charge me. There's no judge, arbitration, or any legal body in America that would say, you know what, yeah, you need to pay that attorney for that work. No way. That's how bad the work was. And they were just billing me like crazy, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And at the time, there was nothing I could do about it. You just kind of have to ride it out. Now, in a sense, that's kind of going with the flow. We just ride it out. But then you can also ride it out and go against the grain by doing something else while that's happening, because nothing lasts forever. People will take advantage of you. It's not going to last forever. Attorneys will take advantage of you. It won't last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Even your times when things are going great, that's not going to last forever either. So you may as well, when you have the opportunity, when you have the chance, you may as well go hard as you possibly can and make it happen, so that when you get through these tough times, it builds grit, an extra layer of skin. You say, you know what? Even though I went through that, I still moved forward. I pushed through it. I went against the grain or against the norm where everybody's like, you know what? Oh my God, it's time to drink more. It's time to smoke more. It's time to watch more TV. I've been there and done that. This is why I can easily just let it roll off my tongue like that, because I was that guy. When you get so bogged down, you feel like you've been working a lot, but you haven't been. You've just been stressed to freak out. Not even dealing with the stress. You're being beat up and you're just sitting there accepting it. You're just letting it happen. In my opinion, kind of going with the flow. You just get beat up and get hit this way and that way, and kicking you and they're stumping you, and you're just like, oh, you know what? I'll just take it. Well, go against the grain, fight back. And the way you fight back is by being productive. If you are going through something that you cannot control, let it happen. Do everything you can to prevent it from happening, from making a change, but don't stay there too long. Don't focus on what's happening to you or how it's happening to you, not even why it's happening to you at the moment. Put as much possible energy as you can into how can I do something today that changes the next minute, that changes the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. And I can't tell you how many times I see this happening again and again and again, where I had another guy who called me. He just started and something happened. I don't want to say what it was. Something happened when he got into some kind of legal situation. He was like, oh man, I need this much money. I need that. And he needed legal representation. And he brought one deal to the table that just did not pan out. The person he brought in, I just think they didn't trust him, because they made some of the craziest excuses that they possibly could have not to move forward with him. And this is someone that they should trust. Yet if people aren't exploiting you and taking advantage of you, sometimes that's the extent of the relationship. I think the moment you try to do something where it's like, okay, hey, listen, let's get into a relationship where I can also do something that doesn't give you control to exploit me, I think things change. And I'm talking kind of like in a riddle, because I don't want to say exactly what happened. Yet that guy brought one person in, they didn't do anything, and he didn't bring anyone else in after that. And then that was the deal. Don't allow life to just beat you up. You sit there and you take it and you woe is me. Don't do that. Be productive. While all that is happening and it's going to happen, be productive, so that when you get through it, maybe you send yourself on a vacation. You do something nice for yourself, but don't put your hands down when you're being swung at. Keep fighting. I hope this helps.